Hello, everybody. This is Mark with Disintegration Games, and I thought I would make a video for a long overdue update preview on Pilgrim. I believe the last time that I made a Pilgrim update was probably, October, November, and since then a lot has gone on in my life. I haven't had a lot of time to work on development, just a lot of personal things that some of which I'm still working through, some of which are in the past, but just one of the things I realized over the last few months is sometimes real life gets in the way. And for some people, hey, developing video games, that's real life. That's their job, and what an awesome job to have, what an awesome career to have. For me, I do it for fun. And the last few months haven't been a lot of fun, and fortunately I've been able to get back into making Pilgrim. I haven't ever abandoned it. I haven't ever forgotten about it. I just had to put it on the back burner for a little while here. So here we are in the great city. As you may remember, the game is based on the fact that you are fleeing your home country for a better life across the sea. I haven't made a secret that the hometown is inspired by, not modeled on, but inspired by Edinburgh, Scotland, and the great city you come to is inspired by, but not modeled on, early 20th century New York City, say around 1905 to 1915. So a little update. The reason that you are fleeing your hometown is because there's a war coming. And I was actually very inspired by and impressed by a game called This War of Mine, which takes the traditional idea of video game wars, where most of the time, you're in the war, you're shooting, you're fighting, and This War of Mine had you playing a civilian. Well, I really like that idea. I've always been a pacifist, and I like Star Wars and playing soldiers like every other kid, but I never liked the idea of war. And so I like this idea of being a pilgrim, where your parents basically say, look, you got to get out of the country, you got to get out of here, and they send you to a better life across the sea. I really like that idea. So in the opening scenes, you can actually, I'm thinking you'll actually see like the sky lighting up, like from the mortar shells in the distance, as you're being whisked away onto the ship. And essentially, you're going to live through several generations in this new country, and you're a pariah in your hometown. You're not a draft deserter. You haven't been drafted yet or anything, but the people of your hometown are just kind of going to reject you, and so you have to kind of strike out and make a life for yourself in this new land through several generations. Couple of things. Number one, this is a very, very small slice of the great city. Two, I know there are a lot of buildings without texture yet, and frame rate is not 60 frames per second, and no, I'm not going to go on record and say that's what I want to get. Like I said, this is for fun for me, and my goal is to make it fun for you as well. I really want to make an awesome, educational, and fun game, but I'm not going to rip my hair out over what the frame rate is. I've been ripping my hair out for the last several months over personal things that, nobody really wants to hear, and I understand, hey, what we care about at the end of the day is it going to be a good game? Well, I hope it will, but it's a hobby of mine. I spent 2 years working on Rhiannon for 14 hours a day at times, and sometimes 7 days a week. And at the end of the day, I sold 30 copies, and that's fine. I'm not here to make money. I'm here to do this. Like I said, it's an escape from reality for me. And that's what I need right now. Ooh, that building's floating. That one is too. I gotta get that down on the ground a little more. It's an escape from reality for me, and it needs to be an escape from reality for you too. But at the same time, I want it to be a rich environment and one that's enjoyable and fun and gets you to think, you know. One of the inspirations for this game actually came from a song from what I call my dark horse favorite band. That is, I had 3 favorite bands growing up. But yet this band, the Proclaimers out of Scotland, were my dark horse favorite. And what I mean by that is that every time I put on their CD, it's like I always enjoyed every song, you know, from front to back. And they have this one... see, I need to put colliders on the building still. This one song is called Letter from America, and it's about an immigrant who leaves Scotland for America, and it's told from the perspective of the people he leaves behind. And I thought about that, and I'm like, you know, my family came over sometime in the mid-19th century from England. And I never think about that. You know, my mom was always big on genealogy and studying them, but it always bored me until I was like, you know, in my mid to late 30s. And I started thinking about, I never think about all the people that are across the sea right now that I'm family with, that I've never heard of, never met, never thought of, you know. And that song kind of talked about that, the people who are left behind. And I thought about this story of this single lone immigrant in a new world. And so I wanted to tell a story from that perspective. I wanted to tell a story from the perspective of somebody running away from war. You know, in our country, we've always been taught about nationalism, and we've always been taught about things like that. And you know, what about the people who don't want to fight? You know, who just want to have families and stuff? So, different kind of perspective there. Finally, I said 2015. I'm hoping to get done now within a year. It's not going to be 2015, but still aiming for the Wii U. Don't know what Nintendo has planned with the NX, how long the Wii U is going to be supported. But Wii U, PC, Linux, and possibly even Mac. And I am looking at Xbox One as well. Okay, everybody. Thanks for listening. God bless.